Hey, let's upgrade a Shopify store. Alright, so if you saw my last video, then you would know that I tried dropshipping for the first time as a complete beginner. And as a part of this first time experience, I had to make my own store too, which ended up looking like this. And because of this not so great looking store, I got 0 sales when I tried to run ads, which is why I'm going to try and take this store from my last video and turn it into something that actually looks legit and super high quality that's actually going to become a money-making machine. I hope. This video is going to be walking you through all the steps I'm going to be taking to take my store from something that looks very average into something that looks incredible. It's going to give you guys the exact blueprint you would need to also do the same with your Shopify stores. So without further ado, let's get upgraded. So in order for us to know that we're making a better store, we need to look at what the benchmark is right now. Let's dive a little bit deeper. And as you can see on the Cozy Flame store, I thought I was doing a good job when I first made this. I thought it looked good, but clearly something is not working. So I think I've narrowed it down to a couple key reasons that the store is not working. Number one, I think the store looks way too basic. It needs more to it, and it needs more call to actions, and it ultimately is not engaging. And from the customer's perspective, I don't see why anyone would even want to buy this product now that I'm being honest with myself. And there's literally nothing outside of the functionality to buy this product, and it's not really telling the customer why they should buy this product. I think those are our biggest problems. So let's get right into actually starting to fix them. So we know we need to upgrade the store, but what does that even mean? And to be honest, as a beginner, I had no idea, so I did the only logical thing I could think of. I went to YouTube and I looked up how to make a better Shopify store. And there was actually some really helpful stuff on there, I'm not gonna lie. And so I looked around at a lot of different videos. The first upgrade I was gonna do was this countdown banner and 20% discount, kind of a call to action sort of thing, because I had nothing on the website like this. And it ended up looking pretty freaking sweet, if I have to say. It didn't take me that long, maybe 20 minutes. And then after that, I decided to change up the colors on the actual product page from this blue, which, no hate to my other self, but what was I even thinking like 3 days ago, adding that blue? What was that? But I changed it to this really nice pink, which is a lot more on brand. It feels a lot more like the actual Cozy Flame page. I'm really with this, and I feel like it makes it a lot more cohesive. And then I also decided to add this sticky add to cart, which means that when they scroll down enough, when they're actually interested in a product and they're scrolling down, they will have this little pop-up at the top that's very unintrusive, but in case they're convinced by whatever's below the actual product images, they can just add it to the cart, and it makes it super easy. And so with all of these upgrades, now we had a better looking store, but there was still one thing that I really couldn't shake. All right, we need to talk. So for the past couple hours, we've been making good progress, and I've been working on it, and we've had some cool updates to the Cozy Flame store, but I'm noticing a problem. And I think this problem comes from the fact it still is just one product. I think that's causing a lot of our problems. And so what I'm thinking, we need a different name so that then I can bring in more products. I can bring in different diffusers. I could even bring in like rock lamps. I could bring in more essential oils. I could bring in all sorts of things that fit more into like the comfort home environment niche, not just selling this one diffuser. I think it's gonna help a lot with brand appeal. When someone actually comes to our website, they're not coming to Cozy Flame, they're coming to a larger entity that sells this bonfire diffuser along with a lot of other products. And I think if we take this route, it's gonna be a lot easier to brand ourselves. And I know it's a little bit different take on dropshipping, kind of going for more of a branded website where instead if we establish a bigger brand around, I think that makes a lot more sense. So this throws a pretty big wrench into the works though, because we're now not just upgrading a one product Shopify website. We're gonna have to make a new logo, we're gonna have to redo the branding, we're gonna have to set up a new domain. But listen, I think it's gonna be worth it, so we're pivoting. What are we waiting for? Feeling really good about the new path that we had for the shop. I immediately went over to Canva, made a new logo, decided to go with just the name Cozy, went through like 50 different logos, but ultimately this is what I ended up with. And I actually think it looks really good, really professional, really clean. Don't flame me if you think it looks bad, or do, I don't really care. But then all we have to do now is buy a new store domain, so we're no longer Cozy Flame. I ended up going with buycozy.shop. That sounded pretty good, only cost me like $10. and it took forever to load, but eventually we did have it and it was our domain and I linked it to my Shopify store. I also decided at this point it would probably be smart to keep a running Excel sheet of my profits and losses, ultimately tracking all of my expenses because it was starting to get a little bit out of hand and I wasn't sure exactly what I was spending money on. So I took all the expenses from my old video, that 160, I added in the price for this, and as you can see now we've got a functioning Excel sheet. And with that all set up and figured out, I went over to my Shopify page, added in a couple more apps, did some more cleaning up, some professional touches, and after about maybe 2-3 more hours of working through a lot of different stuff, importing more products, we were finally in a spot where I feel like this website has been transformed into something that I think is actually going to sell people. All right, let's see how the store turned out. I'm very curious to know what you guys are gonna think of that. I personally, for some guy who has never done this before, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna show it on desktop first, but make sure you stay for when I show you guys the mobile version, because I think the mobile version is the most important one to see. But going over to the desktop here, this is what our store ended up looking like. I actually think it looks pretty good. As you can see, I added in some more products. I'm going to put in more products, but as you can see, I tried to go for the cozy theme for the entire store. So I have in some of these like proof of concept ones where we've got this little rabbit nightlight thing, this little cozy mini lamp thing, right? Things that, I mean, I might not use, but again, we're going for cozy here. We have another diffuser, but let's actually scroll down a little bit. And as you can see, we have a refined version of just kind of trying to be a little bit more professional. We have a little blurb about what the cozy store is, and then we have some customer product photos, which I think was massively lacking on the previous website version. And as you can see, you can actually scroll through a bunch of different product photos. I think this is gonna help massively if people make it at all past this. It really starts to look legit down here, and you can imagine with even more products on this website, if we kind of just tried to do branded drop shipping, which is kind of what I'm going for here, that this would massively help. I think it adds a lot to the legitimacy factor of the shop. And then we even have quotes from real customers that have bought these products. I had them imported, and then that is the bottom of our main page. And if we go into any one of these, as you can see, I think the product photos look great on a lot of these, and it's kind of the same thing. But then if we come here, you can see that we have actual customer reviews right below the product page, all with photos, all look great. I think that's awesome. And then we have a little you may also like. But with these product photos, I feel really confident that they will actually help convert sales. And then I also want to point out that I do have this nice little get 10, give 10 promo that I set up, where if they actually refer a friend, they both get a $10 discount code link. And obviously, as you can see with some of these price points, like this is only a $15 product. How am I gonna give out $10? Well, it's a minimum order size of $45, so that's also gonna encourage people to buy multiple products when they're shopping at my store. And as you can see, I added up here free shipping to the United States. I also updated that in my actual shipping terms, so that now it's going to be automatically applied at checkout, and that can also be stacked with the save 20%. And I lowered the prices on all of these products to be something that I thought was a lot more affordable, frankly. Before we had this at like $55. That's probably not that reasonable to have someone pay. And if we go over to the cart, I do want to show you guys that now we also have that same customer photos. I think these go a super long way in terms of just how much more professional it looks. And I have this set up for every single product here. If you scroll down to any of these, as you can see, there it is. All of them have the flame diffusers, and I think it really helps with the cozy rabbit nightlight. As you can see, $16, and then more product photos. I really think this is going to help us sell a lot more. And it also gives us the opportunity to where if one product's not working, we just add another one and then try and market that one. And then as you can see down here, we have a little AI chatbot, which I think also adds to the professionalism. But like I said, looks pretty good on the desktop, but let's actually look at what it is on the phone. And as you can see on the phone, I think it really looks good. I think this looks like a legit website. The product photos all look good. The what is cozy blurb looks good. The product photos, as you scroll through there, I think it's really fluid. I think it shows people what they want to see. And the customer testimonials work out really well on here. And then I actually just added this in between cuts here, but I added where a product is also at the bottom. So if they're interested enough to scroll down, we instantly send them to, oh, you like this product? You think it looks cool? well, let's just buy it right here, no worries. But as you can see, still the same AI chatbot thing, the same, get 10, give 10, or give 10, get 10, however it works out. As you can see, we have the promo code, so that's what that looks like when somebody uses that, and that gets auto-applied when somebody clicks on the 20%, which we can't see on this page, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, they scroll down right here and they see all these photos. It's like positive feedback that they're making the right choice with purchasing from Cozy. I really think this is cool. I think it's sweet. Overall, for a guy who has never built a website before, only just started doing this last week, the improvements between the before and the after, I feel like actually made a pretty big difference. Now that we have a website that can actually drive traffic and convert and has multiple products on it, what we need to do is 1, add some more products, and 2, actually start advertising. So if you saw my last video, you would know that we tried just Google Ads. Well, I actually bought one of the products from my website, and I'm going to be opening it, making UGC videos myself, trying to do that on Meta, trying to do it on TikTok, and I'm going to have that all in my video next week. So make sure you stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you thought it was helpful at all, or if I made myself look like a fool with my website skills. Ultimately, let me know what you think about it. And I'm super happy I did this. I think we're making good progress, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, y'all.